What's up everyone, it's Ojh. We are back at it again, and in this video we're going to look at the Sylvanas deck that I used to clear a level 26 red difficulty Deadmines. We are average level 24.0, average cost 3.7, a little bit more expensive than what I would like to use, but that's the way that it goes. And at a glance you'll see there are two level 26 cards in here. This is a level 26 dungeon, I get that, but there are also 4 level 23s, which is 3 below, and Sylvanas leader herself as only a 24. So this was a deck I put together, and sometimes I put decks together and I think I'll have a go, I'll just see what happens and we'll have a go, and actually we cleared it pretty easily. So definitely this deck will be good for you to push to all gold if you've not got all gold already, and definitely to give you some success in those red levels. So anyway, let's look at the deck. So we've got Sylvanas as the leader with the piercing arrow talent to be able to hit, for her arrows to pierce the first target and hit targets behind. We've got Necromancer spawning skeleton mages. We've got the Ghoul with the Cannibalize, so after Cannibalizing gets 10 seconds of Armoured. We've got the Stonehood Tauren with the double charge ability. We've got the Living Bomb with the Splash Living Bomb talent. Dark Iron Miner for additional mining with the throwing out his little Dark Iron Mines, I suppose. And then finally, we've got the chickens running around in their crate. Just chickens, isn't it? What more do you want me to say about the chickens? Anyway, let's get into the run. Right then, so level 26. Let's have a look at the first lot of relics. Playing your leader summons 2 spiderlings. Yeah, possibly. Minis costing 4 or 5 gold deploy with a shield that absorbs the first hit against them. Or undead minis near your leader gain armoured. So we would probably go for the first one or the second one here. So the spiderlings or the shield, I suppose, for minis costing 4 or 5. So we've gone for the shield. I wish that shield was on minis that cost 6 as well. I don't know why it's only 4 or 5. Anyway, on this one, tactic generally is to concentrate on the middle lane and the right lane where that meeting stone is. Just hang around at the start, just don't push too much because there can be an attack that comes from either left or the right, or a bit of a split. So just wait, be a little bit reactive to that. Like I say, we're not going to concentrate too much, if at all, on the left side. And the Tauren already doing a really good job of charging all around the place. What I like about the Necromancer is in spawning the skeletons, gives the Necromancer that little bit of protection. Ghoul down in front should be able to do some good cannibalising there, which is good, keep the Ghoul alive, and Sylvanas coming in to do work. I'm a little bit undecided. I want some to go right, some to go left, some to go right, left, can't really whip my mind out. And then I just wanted to kill the miner. The enemy miner there, and then we've got a lot going on in the middle. The chickens are going to do an incredible job in this of stalling and killing the Tauren that crosses the pipe. So keep your chickens for that. And then Sylvanas and the Ghoul are doing a great job, I think, making light work of that invisible pack just in front of the boss, chipping away and doing decent work on that bear. And obviously, when Sylvanas dies, she turns into a banshee, and she should hopefully possess that bear. And then we've got another pretty big push going on. Another Tauren with another Necromancer following up. Hopefully we can get a miner down at some point. We've got Dark Iron Miner as well for that added mining over on that left meeting stone. The only reason we're over there is just to mine. I've got no intention of pushing from there. Chicken's coming down again to kill the Tauren. Got the meeting stone on the right, the Ghoul and Sylvanas combination. Tauren coming down with a double charge there. Sylvanas staying well out of range and chipping away. We'll have a little glance. A couple of Murlocs. Not even going to bother defending that. Dark Iron Miner coming in. Look at all that gold there. There's 5 gold to be going out there, so we'll definitely take that. Mountaineer coming round with a slither of health again. Not interested in defending that. Sylvanas killed, but has now taken the Prowler for us, and we can set up another push from this meeting stone. Dark Iron Miner still collecting all of that gold for us. Chickens coming down on the Tauren just to deal with that. With over a minute to go, boss has got less than half health, and we've got a huge push going on again. Another Tauren, another Necromancer, Dark Iron Miner, Sylvanas. And Sylvanas' piercing arrow should do a really good job of cleaning up all of that for us. That's the bear gone, that's the mountaineer gone. And I think this is as good as gone here. That was a Prowler played in there. Sylvanas just about stayed alive and has now gone to... Obviously, Sylvanas can't possess the boss, but can do a decent amount of damage with that Banshee morph. The AI dropping all sorts of squad minis there, spiderlings, murlocs. We'll clean them up, no problems whatsoever. Necromancer still chipping away. We're just kind of biding our time now. Drop that living bomb. I don't know whether it was the living bomb. I don't know whether it was the Necromancer. Anyway, all in all, pretty straightforward. Middle lane, right lane, and loads of mining. That was it. So let's have a look at our second lot of relics then. Each gold you mine partially heals your minis. Your elemental minis gain stealth. Or deploying an unbound mini grants +1 level to nearby allies. Okay, so I could take that last one, but I only really use my Dark Eye Miner for mining, so he tends to be on his own, so that's not really going to do anything for me. So taking the stealth, one thing to note on the stealth for your Necromancer is as soon as your Necromancer starts spawning skeletons, let me just pause this one moment, as soon as your Necromancer starts spawning skeletons or the skeleton mages, he comes out of stealth and then you have to wait for him to go back into stealth. So, a top tip on this one, because if I'm honest, I made a right hash of the first effort, and the only reason that I made a mess of it is because this deck, as I said at the start, is slightly more expensive than what I would traditionally want to use. I'd want to use something that was closer to 3 gold rather than 4 gold. And what that means is if you've got minis in this that are going to cost you 6 gold, like your Sylvanas, that it's really, really important that when the extra minis spawn from the boss, that you've got 6 gold in hand to drop the living bomb on them. On my first go on this, I got far too excited, dropping all kinds of minis all over the place. And then when the boss minis spawned and started coming down the right side of the map, I would committed far too many to going towards one of the siege towers in the left or the middle. So that's all you've got to do in this is the minis in this deck are strong enough to last on their own. Tauren is a great tanky unit. Necromancer can protect itself. You've got the Ghoul as a cheap tanky option. So just make sure you've always got 6 gold in hand, and you'll see on this run here that actually it is so easy if you just don't overcommit. Anyway, let's have a look. So obviously we want to get these chests in the middle, and we know that we can send our kobold off to the right to get the mining done there. So the priority doesn't really matter at this point. We're going to take the left siege tower, or we're going to take the middle one, and we're really, really not going to get too involved in the right one at all. So Living Bomb has come in there and has done great damage to all of the enemy minis, even though the Living Bomb for us is 3 below. On this one occasion, I have played a Dark Eye Miner behind that middle siege tower because I definitely did want to get it taken, because it looked like we got a good push going on, and there was no other gold I didn't think for me to go after. So now we've got that central one. It's going to be a case of pushing to get the left one. But again here, we've got Living Bomb is next in hand, so we're going to drop a kobold for no reason other than cycling, and we're going to get that Living Bomb down on all of those minis while they're next to the boss, so that splash damage will transfer onto the boss. So Ghoul's going to come down here to get the gold chest. Yet again, I just said I don't use Dark Eye Miner, but on this one I obviously do, because I really, really want to get this this siege tower on the left. That push didn't quite get it done, although we did do a little bit of damage. Tauren coming in with a huge range charge there, and the Tauren is going to protect our Necromancer, who has popped to be invisible. So that tower should be ours. Those Murlocs have got absolutely no chance. That Griffin Rider's also got absolutely no chance. And because we've not overcommitted, we've been getting those chests. We've got Living Bomb in hand for when those minis spawn next to the boss, and we've taken another good chunk of boss health there. So that's really, really good. The other thing on this is to make sure that you're using that central selector, that central arrow, to funnel your minis towards the side where the boss ads have just spawned from, because then you're going to have a freer path round to the boss. You're not going to encounter the next lot that spawn. So for the time being, we will be pushing our minis to the left, because we know the next spawn will happen from the right. So, from the middle here, we've just set up a kind of slow roll push, Tauren, Ghoul, and then on the left, we've dropped the Necromancer. This is already looking quite good, but again, we'll just drop that Living Bomb down there, so that'll take another chunk of boss damage, and at this stage, we're probably pretty much done. We will go and farm that gold chest that's closest to our base there, just to keep things ticking over. But at this stage, it's done, and we've still got well, just under a minute. So what we got? 40 seconds to go now. We'll get a Stone Hoof Tauren to come down, because one big charge and a hit is going to get rid of the Huntress. And that should be it. One charge from the Tauren again, and one hit, and that's the end of that. So that's pretty much it. Just don't overcommit, and like I say, that was my downfall first time. Don't overcommit. Make sure you've got Living Bomb in hand, and when those ads spawn, drop that on there. You get the splash damage onto the boss as well, and it just makes your life so much easier. Anyway, good. Third lot of relics then. So we've got spells that cast 3 levels higher, which will be good because our Living Bomb's a bit low. On death, your minions leave behind a flower, healing the first ally that touches it. And finally, everyone's favourite, lifesteal. Now, someone said in a previous video that lifesteal is like a bit of a cheat, or that the deck wouldn't work if you didn't have lifesteal. So we're gonna avoid lifesteal. I really want to take lifesteal, but and I know this deck's got 2 level 26s in it as well, so taking lifesteal as well will be unfair. So we're taking the flower that drops when a mini dies or something like that. I don't think it's particularly good talent, but that's what we're dealing with. Anyway, so priority at the start, obviously, is taking the siege tower on the left. So contest that chest or win that chest. And then the beauty of the Tauren double charging takes out that save pilot, takes out that Darkspear Troll. And then we've got all sorts going on here. So that Stony Tauren will be wasted. Sylvanas' piercing arrow is taking out the Tauren and the mage. Those banditos that got dropped, they're not doing anything for anybody either. And that's how we're taken. Pretty simple. So if you don't know on this, that the first clone automatically will be a sapper, the second clone automatically will be a Dark Eye Miner, and the third one, if you don't do anything about it, will be a Molten Giant, which will be a disaster. So I get the Dark Eye Miner in this one is a bit of a sacrificial lamb. That's what it is. If you can get yourself bridge control here, which we've done, so with the Molten Giant coming across the bridge, we've got the Necromancer that will hold it up because of the Skeleton Mages that he spawned. We've also got the chickens in there. Molten Giant, even though he's a massive unit, is only single target, so chickens will just destroy that. And then we've set a push off to the right to take the other siege tower, because that's the tower that we're going to set up most, if not all, of our attacks from. So we're just going to try and wait for the opportunity that when something gets cloned, when the clone machine does its thing. So the clone machine is done now. It's cloned one of the Necromancer's little skeletons, which is absolutely ideal. And now is the time that you're thinking, can I get in now? Can I get an attack going now? Because I've got that window to get some minis across. And that's exactly what we do. So we've got 2 Taurens in there, we've got 2 Sylvanases, we dropped a Dark Iron Miner behind, we've got one of the little Skeleton Mages that crossed the bridge, which is chipping away, and that is going to be that. So with a minute and a half to go, that is the end of that. This deck is really, really strong. So one more look at the deck then. If you do have some success with this deck, then please let me know how you get on in the comments. If this video was useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already and you do find this type of content useful, then please do consider getting yourself subscribed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.